Good morning, everybody. I guess we're in for more of the same. Up, up, and away. Maybe a little blow off action. I don't know. So, what we know is what we see on the charts and what's happening. And there's big differences as we look around different markets because the breadth is terrible, but started to improve a little bit last week. So, maybe, everything's coming together with the rate cut in September, which seems pretty solid at the moment. A lot of numbers coming out in the latter part of this week. We'll see if there's confirmation, and if there is, I think that cut will be there, and the anticipation, long-awaited rate cut will materialize. But as we look at the charts, what else can we do? Um, the trend is up. We had this 2 weeks of sideways consolidation. And as this began to form here, if you recall, we talked about the possibility of an M top, which began to form, and we got this big, nasty topping tail day, range expansion topping tail day. And part of our discussion is that, well, it is what it is. Let's see if it'll break below that low and head down here. And I think as we look at SPX, SPY, there's an unfilled gap below there, but in any event, it never got touched. And then, last week, we talked about the, as we went into the holiday, the seasonality, the bullish seasonality, and, see if that holds up the markets and so on. So we got this correction bar and up it went. And so now there are calls for 5,600 in the SPX, which is pretty close to striking distance. And what do we do from here is, well, bar by bar. What kind of bar forms today? Our, my drawing thing out here, our factory work. Right? We just say, okay, the first reference point of support is a prior bar's low. So you can set an alert on SPY and QQQ with prior bars low. And, I guess that coincides. Well, that's down here. It's down here. So pre-market, we've got this little retest pattern. And that's why these pivots are so, what's the word, helpful. There's no magic on the chart. And we all know that. But this works. Man. It just works. Three bars to the left and right. You could pick two if you want more pivots, or four, or whatever. But having looked at all of that in the past, three works nicely. And when you get that, what do you do with it? Okay, new support has been created. So when prices break out like this did, okay, you got a thought process. That's what we do as traders. If you have a method, what was resistance becomes support. Okay, given. Will it pull back to minor support? I don't know. But if it does, that's where buyers should be. This is a wide range bar in a higher time frame. Theoretically, can it stay in the middle of it? Maybe. I see this bottoming tail bar in a smaller time frame. There's probably some support down there, and so on. But once it forms the pivot, you know that buyer stepped up, and you'll see if they show up again when it retests it. And if it does, you've got a setup. And now there's a pivot here. It's making new all-time highs, and anything in an uptrend, we assume it's going to get beyond a pivot high. That's the thought process. So now, as this is the futures market, of course, as you can see, as this moves up, well, you start trailing. You begin to trail in whatever time frame you're going to utilize. So from a daily perspective, prior bar is low. Ideally, it won't retrace too far into that bar, and we'll just see how far it goes. Trend up, trend up. Momentum had stalled a couple of weeks ago, and now it picked up again. So with that being said, right, this becomes a critical level on the weekly time frame, that 5,500. No magic. It consolidated there. You got a range expansion bar. It breaks below that, closes below it. Something bad happens. Whatever. It's not, it shouldn't do that. Someone asked about this being a measured move, and yes, it is, right? This part of the move, the correction, and the second part of the move. But again, prior bars low, first reference point of support, even though there was topping tail bars, it never broke below it. And so now we just continue to track prior bars lows in multiple time frames and pivots, and we'll see. We'll follow. We follow along. That's what we do. We follow. We're followers. Follow the trend. All right. All right. SPY. Where is it at? All right. Up, up, up. I don't know if this is real. This little whip around there. Wasn't watching it at the time. Maybe a bad tick. Anyway, it's up here, marginally above last week's high. Is it extended short term on the intraday chart? Yes, it is. Is it likely to stall, 3 days up? Maybe. Some things, they go beyond, what has been happening in the past. And that's why maybe it could be a little blow off action into, the Fed guys talking, I think Wednesday or Tuesday and Wednesday. And then there's big numbers coming out Thursday and Friday. So part of the theme of what markets have done is that, they've made moves ahead of some news that could throw a monkey wrench in the existing trend or that uncertainty. So maybe that'll what'll continue. And it seems that's what's happening as prices are moving up here, that maybe this will just move up into, when he's going to start talking. I can check again, but you guys probably have already seen it on your own things there. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock, he'll be talking, giving testimony, and then Wednesday, a speech at 10 o'clock. And then Thursday, all the big numbers, CPI, core inflation, PPI, and so on, sentiment. So a lot of news ahead. So right now, up, it continues to move up. Maybe that 560, is that in play for today? That would be a hell of a move to get there, that in one day. And I think that would definitely coincide with some kind of a expectation that this thing has run its course. But let's see. Right now, it's moving up, and our numbers may have changed a little. Let me look at SPX. I think so. So these numbers move pretty quick. So you have to whatever I have here, you got to take a look at that and see. 540. Yeah, this has come up. So as that comes up, the premium moves where that lower number won't have enough unless it starts to pull back. So you got to look at these, and when the market opens and things start moving, maybe it makes sense to look beyond what we're looking at here. And things are starting to hold on. Interesting. The top number didn't move. So it's still there at 59. I would love if spiders keep moving up, look for 5,600 since it's the whole number. I mean, this might be far enough away. I'm not confident. Yet on Friday, I said the bottom number was the no-brainer, not the top. And while the top number didn't get hit, believe me, you'd have what Dan calls a sphincter moment as it approached that, because it didn't close there, but it got within striking distance, but never did it. So those whole numbers, they're good reference points. So if the markets continue to move up, you probably get enough premium at 5,600. All right. Earnings. Yep. Key earnings are going to start the end of this week with some financial. Citibank. You can look, Thursday and Friday, some financials start reporting, and then next week, a whole bunch more. So you'll see. All right. The Dow has gotten interesting. Right? And you say, Greg, what the hell are you looking at? What the hell makes that interesting? Well, it's been a wild, whippy chart moving, whipping around. But from an intraday trading point of view, I think this, and maybe I don't know, I'm not really crazy for this for a swing, but I like the fact that this you get these tail bars are just a lot of nothing. This one gaps down and it rallies. Then it has this resting day, right? Nothing. And now we got this correction bar right there. This one. It broke below that low. So if it can clear these highs, YM might play some catch up. You can, of course, look at the futures. Um, and I don't know why this hasn't been filling in as much, but anyway, let's see, where are they at here? Yeah, kind of unchanged. They moved up there. So that was something that I'm going to see if this can play some catch up. Today we'll see if that's in the cards today. Transports, amazing that they're not turning around. I guess we hear this inflation data, things getting better, which means things are actually getting a little worse. I mean, things are slowing down. And I guess that displayed in various charts. Some of the transports, if you see all the airlines breaking down, the rails breaking down, Starbucks, yes, Starbucks, right? That moving lower. So, a lot of retailers starting to break down. So the consumer, McFly, there's a lot of bad crap going on out there in this country. And, stop taxing that credit card because the chickens are coming home to roost. And maybe that's what's starting to happen now. And, but the transports are kind of on the edge here. I want to see, if they start to break lower. They had this strong move. And, in part, Federal Express, which one of the few transports in there that look healthy. It's a good thing, but so many of them look bad, and we do have a weekly sell set up there, so that to keep an eye on. Yes, the big news is Bitcoin broke down below the support level, kind of stabilizing there. We'll see what that does. What are the implications? I'm not sure. As far as it relates to the market, sometimes the move in Bitcoin lines up with moves in the markets. That hasn't been the case. So, but clearly it broke down under this support. Gold broke out. Well, it kind of broke out. It's the start of a move. You can see this topping pattern, and it did look like it was going to break lower. And now, having moved up above that pivot, there's another one there, so there's no void. Nancy Pelosi selling Bitcoin? All right, let's send that guy back over to her house with a hammer. All right, maybe a crowbar and a nail. All right. So this will be interesting if this can continue to improve. Would have pretty big upside potential with a distribution pattern like this actually not breaking down and flipping up. That would be bullish. Silver outperforming. It was outperforming and had this long correction. So we'd like to see some kind of correction bar there. Crude oil, it's strong, stall there at that pivot, right? No surprise. And these energy stocks, they get none of the positive movement in oil, but they get all the negative movement, right? So if you look here, when oil was going up and up and up into April, energy stocks were doing fantastic. And then crude oil moved down, and it virtually then bottomed. So let's just take a look at that. Flip here for a second. It bottoms in June and rips up here and takes out these pivots. And energy just keeps going down. It stalls and gets this little baby move, and it had that negative day on Friday. So now maybe this is all part of you know, a bottoming action. Maybe this is, going to be a head and shoulders bottom. But with oil up as it is, I'm kind of anticipating that that's what's going to happen. Hasn't happened yet. So we're watching that. I said airlines, you can see, jets, topping pattern breaking down. It's sitting right there on the edge. Mid caps sitting on the edge. So you really need to see some of these indices that look like they're ready to roll over the cliff. Buyers begin to show up to some degree. And I got an alert there. We'll see if it happens. Somewhat encouraging was, it was encouraging. The equal weighted NASDAQ 100 broke out on Friday. So breadth did expand, but this, you had internet stocks and software stocks have rallied. So there was a nice participation there. And some of those are extended at this point and probably going to rest. You can see the kind of moves that kind of happened where, look at this nasty breakdown. This is, I look at stuff like this and that's just insane. I don't get it. I don't get it. As long as I'm doing this, I see this kind of thing. I was like, I don't get it. Right? Wild and whippy. I get that. It's erratic. And then it collapses like that. And then it just stops and marches up like a giant bull market. Like, what the hell is going on there? And there are other stocks that look similar to that where they did a similar thing. Look at that. Nasty gap down. I mean, I think unless you've been trained in some kind of chaos, I don't think too many brains get this. I mean, I can see bar by bar, as I see this, that this is improving, but I wouldn't have thought it would do that, because you have to think something to place a trade that you believe something is going to can occur. So, I don't know, there's just things out there. With a strong dollar, why gold? Fear. Things disconnect, Roberto. I most people look at gold and think about inflation. I've seen gold rally big time without inflation. So just look at the charts, seeing intermarket relationships connect and disconnect, and that's the way it is. So lastly, Dan, I'm handing over to you. Copper miners, copper stocks look like they are improving. There's something else, look at FCX. So it's not no brainers, but some other things, metals starting to get some attention. Good morning. So put their alarms, big old hit list here. Roll. YouTube. He usually has good stuff. ARLP. Yeah, it's a buy setup on a strong uptrend. Sure. And frog. Yeah, I have that right here. Now it's on Alex's list. Yeah, it's a buy setup, higher high from a bottoming pattern. Yeah, I got an alarm up here, 3680. All right, alarms on new trades going off. GNRC. What I like about this, it's great, multiple time frame. So the weekly, big old downside shakeout, stabilization, higher high, higher low. And that's a buy setup. And 180 reversal on the weekly.
but it's a multi-week bullish turn here on the daily. So, and then you got flat monthly. So that looks really good. My up alarm went off. I see a couple prints up there. AI up alarm went off. ICE. All right, that was a bad up alarm. If you want me to reset it. Well, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's showing it capping over it because of a minder, but um, EXTR buy setup in an uptrend. That one print there set the up alarm off, and then Boeing up alarm, another buy setup. All right, so where I doubt we're going to get our credit with this was a put spread idea. You know, it's been bottoming for a long time, all kinds of trouble with the government. They pled criminal. So, you know, you might ask yourself, why is Boeing gapping up on bad news of pleading guilty? Why is it gapping up $2? And so just keep it simple. Well, it's not that, bro. You're okay. So yeah, you're in the right ballpark, but let me be more specific. It's because of whatever the final settlement was, it's better than what was priced in. If you just remember that every single time on any news event, it's the reaction to it is based on what was expected. Yeah, Intel, I know we should have been in that on Friday. We've been watching this as a bottoming pattern for a while, and breakout failure, but yeah, Friday's the day. I agree, Brett. You know, we got one US manufacturer. Yeah, they're not gonna let them go out of business. We are in SRE also. Up alarm went off, so I'll be looking to sell some. That looks great. It's been dead money for a while. All right, those are all my alarms going off. Let's just go to this big watch list in no order. All right, that's what Raul just said. Tesla. I just finished a trade review, that comes out Wednesday. We did a zero DTE on this on Friday. And, I spoke in great detail. This was a bullish igniting pattern, but short-term expended, zero DTE. And the key on Friday is when it gapped up and closed with this wide range igniting down bar. I wouldn't have sold it. I wouldn't have done a 70 TE at the time because we don't have a potent reversal. But this I almost put in the letter under Friday's low to do a call spread, but because then that would be a reversal bar, a potent one. But I didn't know what the credit would be because it's so far away, but I still have this on my eye. Apple is strong pre-market. Here's another news item. I think the Europe is after them with big old fines and so forth. So why is Apple capping up? I don't know. And this is showing post market too. Oh, that's fine. There, much better, much better. So look at this strength in Apple. I mean, that was a nice 180 continuation. Meta is up here, strong as can be. That was an igniting bar Friday. Google, I wish we did. I wish we bought that Friday. It's actually down a little pre-market, but that's a very bullish daily. And Netflix down a little bit. Nothing to do. All right, this HL. I mean, this just has to be a bio. Something gaps down $14 to 2. That's a bio. That's the problem when you trade bios that only have a few horses in the stable. Yeah, in the video I have is a 1, 2, 3 put spread. It could be a short-term directional too. I just feel like we're getting on board moving trains. So, pick the best ones and ride it until the music stops. Corning here up. I gave some positive. Wow, wow, that's a big gap. So excessive gap. I don't know what to do with that. RTX. These are a couple on Alex's list. It's in a downtrend. No doubt about it. But if it gets over, well, Thursday was a holiday. If it gets over Wednesday's high, it could be a put spread idea. And a little continuation, breakout. I have an alarm up there. Libertic, continuation. Just not sure about the target on this one. There's Intel, we talked about. Frog, we talked about. FRPT, breakout. I have an alarm. It trades a little sloppy, but you had a closing breakout, bullish weekly, monthly. DHI, a short watch. This is a big descending triangle with a closing breakdown. Even if we get another up bar here, it'll be a sell setup and bear flag looking thing. Carvana, it is a buy setup, not a quality one. It moved too much and there's really no great support here. That's gapping up a little bit here, $1 or so. Crowd, this is your flag pole from here to here, and this is a box. So this is a bull rectangle. So what that is, it's a bull rectangle, bullish consolidation and uptrends. So it looks good. NOW. I forget who it was, what broker it was, but they came out with a sell rating on this. And the reason I say I like them is because most idiots give a sell rating after the stock's cut in half. And these guys are doing it at all-time highs. A sell rating saying it's overvalued. I love it. That's bold. That's bold. If let's say that, I wish it weren't gapping so much. If it were gapping right under Friday's low, then that would be a great start off day trade short. Also, we'll be watching that for a call spread. Octa, yeah, I just wasn't sure about the target. PGNY alarm, Alex, that's yours. Let's watch that. That looks good. PGNY, bottom right. XLF, banks, up alarm, but still early. Snow, low alarm. This is a call spread idea with this big old breakout failure tail, but there was not enough juice. Look at CCL middle chart here. This is a buy setup, came down hard, so I don't expect a new high. But that's a buy setup on support in the 20. Can't argue with that. So let's see what that does. Info alarm. Let's see, what is this? We had a lot of alerts. Okay, I said by July 30 calls. Okay. Ah, the spreads are ludicrous. So let's just buy the stock instead. Yeah, extreme. Yeah, extreme hit. I gave that. Paradigm alarm. WDC alarm. Um, what trade was this? I forget. Maybe it was not a posted one. Yeah, 78. Oh, yeah, this was a put spread. 76, 73. Midpoint 42. So that's triggering. Oh no, I said I wanted 55. So that's not triggering yet for us. It's a beast. It's a beast. So sure. Sure. It's like just a drifter. Pan W low alarm. We bought a half lot. So it's just an early alarm, but relative weakness today for sure. GoDaddy low alarm. That was, we're out of GoDaddy last week. So this was an old alert. Delete it. Queue's coming in hard. Maybe the musical chairs is going to start today. 89.47. Hmm, come on. At this ice hit. Obviously going to be late here for a while posting all this. AI triggered. GNRC triggered. Square triggered. Bottoming pattern. Boeing, we're not going to get filled. Index. Come on, trade station. Yeah, it's a definite catch-up trade. Yeah, we just got into index. So this is a cousin. Well, Greg, I'm going to give it as a swing. So the stop has to be Friday's low. Under 60 is a tad tight for swing. Yeah, I got CCL in the middle chart there. Yeah, yeah, that looked good. Chart bounce. FOUR triggering. Oh, we've had a lot of triggers this morning. 10 minutes. Alta, low, high alarm. And it's an early alarm. We're in it as a put spread, but I like it over last week's high as a bottoming pattern. BlackRock alarm. Also gave a put spread 777. Yeah, I like Patrick. That was on my list. Black 90. Yeah, looks great. It has earnings on the 15th, but it looks fantastic, Patrick. They can do a pre-earnings trade. I'd say stop under this, stop under 462. Well, couldn't even take out today's low, but WDC, we're not going to get filled. NVIDIA, 128.85 is the put spread. Boeing, we won't get filled. Netflix is weak. That's a breakout failure now. Let's cancel that. Uh, Alex says PGNY, bottom right. I'll set a new alarm.
And look at ANF. You
Well,
have to look at ANF. You can do a 187
I
50
I
call spread.
I didn't hear the symbol.
ANF. You got to do 11 days.
Yeah, teardown looks good. Uh, yeah, yeah, we had break even stop on wheat, so we're out too. Mm. I actually looked at that as a call spread. I mean, a put spread, but spreads are too big. All right, in the video, we wanted a put spread. Um, we're not going to get showed in the video. It's the beast. Red bars ignored. Powerful uptrend. Bullish all time frames. Looks good. Q's got a little bit slammed at the open. The other horsemen are strong. It's Apple, Meta, Google, Netflix, all ugly 15-minute charts, which is the drag on the mass, and Tesla. Let me check. Hey, this could be a day trade short too. Cracked on the 15. Great call spread. Tesla now 260s.
Yeah, worked on Friday.
Wow, we don't have a potent reversal yet. That's 4 days, but it's anticipating on the 15 with some other FANG weakness.
It's up to you. You want to wait?
What?
It's up to you if you want to wait.
Well, it's up to both of us.
What's that?
It's up to both. I'm turning the volume up here. I don't know what's going on. It's up to both of us. Do we want to anticipate? Or else I do a half lot?
Go ahead. I mean, it's already extended. The thing stalled. I mean, I guess you're looking at expiration this week,
Mm-hmm.
so it just doesn't have to go up.
And learn. Put spread two. And now Q's just busted to a new high. Nvidia's cruising. Amazon busted a move. But, well, must be the semis are doing that because it's not the FANGs today.
Yeah, and take a look at I thought they would be less. Wait a second, maybe I'm not looking at the right thing. Hold on. Why didn't that change? 75, 70. Okay. That's open interest. Okay. NVDL, which is the leveraged NVIDIA ETF. the options in that at the money options, $77 are about the same cost as options in NVIDIA, where it's trading right now. I would have thought a lower priced instrument, the options would have been less,
It would
but they're not.
if it wasn't levered, it would. Remember, option prices are based on expected moves, and this thing's gonna move, like the big boy.
Well, options are leveraged by definition, but that doesn't mean, I don't know, does that mean just because this instrument is leveraged that the options now would be priced
Yes,
a higher price?
yes, is the answer.
No, they should theoretically move together. I mean, if they're priced the same, this.
They will move together,
Mhm.
but a levered instrument is, just look at any other industry too. Look at anything levered, and you know, those things can move. I don't know, Alex. It's more of a call spread or even a condor. It's just range bound. I don't know what the target would be. So I don't know.
Like topping tail forming in the cues.
Yeah, Nike looks horrible. If it's unless it's just a day trade, I just don't like shorting things down so much. But I even for a day trade, I'd wait for a bounce back trade. But the fact that green bar ignored and it went sideways for a week, it does look lower, no question about it. If you were to swing it saying, hey, the weekly looks like it can go to 65, then I got no problem with that. You know, stop half or all Friday's high. Shouldn't get back up there after this morning's kerplunk. No, I mean daily, no, because it caught up to the 20 in bullish price action, and you could call that a 2 week consolidation. So no, it's not extended to me. Now the weekly and monthly are extended, but showing bullish price action. So it's extended, but looks like it can get more extended. This SRE, I was hoping was gapping up today. Eight R we're in doing nothing. Let me go through opens real quick. A nice relative weakness on this thing. We're still in trail mode. That CCL cruise ship is holding well, middle chart. Okay, we're flat on this short. Snap over the high. You can add over new trade. Ribbon, nothing. TTD coming in. We have a half lot doing nothing. All right, let me start posting some of these trades that we got in.
Yeah, and same conversation about leveraged things with options. Look at just the Tesla spread and then look at TSLL, which is the leveraged ETF and those options. I'm thinking, just eyeballing the charts, I would think you'd have to go up to $16 strike to be about what 260 is.
I just, if you're trying to swag it, yeah, I would just kind of double it. But well, is that what I'm meaning to say is, let's say our 260 is $10 away. So then how do I do this? I got to think about how to swag that accurately, but yeah, just do it visually. But I agree with you, it would be 16. Why don't you overlay the two charts? Well, I don't know. You're making me think. I'm too busy to think right now.
Too early to think?
Too busy. I gotta get these.
Do less.
I got. I'm way behind here. Qs are trading crazy today. Whip down, up, down. In the first 30. Oh, that was a 10 a.m. number, was there? Was this right at 10:01? I don't know. IIPR, that's a marijuana REIT alarm going off. Well, Tesla ended up not being a good entry. Shoot. Wow, they both took out the highs already. Not good. Man, Tesla, what is your problem? Time has come for what? Go long? We talked about long Friday. I too extended, bottom of the range, broke out. Nah, you need a pullback. It's horrible entry to me. Unless you're just day trading a 15 minute setup. But wow, look at bowling off to the races. Got ANF trade from before. And I got weekly updated. Alta. Alarm. At the bottom